Howdy folks, thank you for joining me. We're on the Atari 2600, my name is Nick, and we're on the planet Hoth for The Empire Strikes Back. Published by Parker Brothers in 1982. It's a shooting game for 1 to 2 players, but I'm the only player here. We move horizontal, a bit like Defender you would say, but this time we've got to clear off these AT-AT Imperial Walkers from the Empire Strikes Back film. You're Luke Skywalker in a Snowspeeder, and you must hold off the walkers for as long as you possibly can before they inevitably blow up the rebels' power generator on Echo Base. Now fighting these AT-AT things, which you can see on the scanner scope below, that orangey sort of thing, legs take no damage. You can shoot the AT-AT's head for a number of times. I think it takes about 48 hits, I remember reading. Shots to the legs are no damage at all, and occasionally there'll be a glowing square on the AT-AT. For a limited amount of time you hit that, the thing will explode. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 Imperial Walkers are heading towards Echo Base. They will shoot at our Snowspeeder as well. We've got 5 lives. If they're all gone, we're doomed, or if any of the walkers reach the end, we are also doomed. Oh, we just hit that flashing square you noticed. The Imperial walkers will change colour depending on how much damage they've taken. They start off black and then slowly fade away and then will explode. So that's essentially it. And you must survive as long as you possibly can. It's one of those games that have got no end. You just survive as long as you possibly can, getting more and more points and avoiding getting shot at. So I don't think this walk's going to take too much. Oh, we've been hit. See our score in yellow on the bottom left. So 4 walkers currently heading towards us. Use the false look. Boom. No tow cables here available. So 1 walker has been destroyed. Regarded as a classic, this game, and I can see why. It's not white like the planet Hoth, but 2 shades of blue. It does look quite pretty. Moves good, sounds good, and is very addictive. Good music there, incidental, every now and again. Now you can recharge the ship by landing it. If you can do that, it takes a bit of skill, so I'll try that every now and again. My ship is flashing, which means it's short to explode. Kaboom! As a kid, I could have been playing this for hours, but an early game, 1982. And here's a bit of trivia for you. It was the first ever licensed Star Wars video game. So look at Star Wars Battlefront 2. You couldn't have had that, arguably, without this one coming first. Is the graphics better than Star Wars Battlefront 2? Well, no, not really. But the gameplay is a lot more straightforward. Let's recharge the ship. There we go. So it's gone purple again, which means it's fully generated. If you fly off one side of the screen, you will end up on the other side. Scanner scope, as I say, like Defender, so let's use that as influence. Put Star Wars on the top, 1982. It's a good game. It is a good game. It's an addictive game. So now that we've got it, straightforward as it is, we'll try it and last as long as we can. See if I can regenerate the ship. You will bounce off stuff you try and land. There we go. Boom. So we know everything. There we go. Hit its weak point. 2 walkers destroyed. So there's... But they do keep regenerating over and over and over again. Don't shoot the legs. Tow cable for the legs, but you know, no tow cables in this game. Oh, took a shot to the top there. Doesn't look much like a Snowspeeder, but 8-bit glory, a kid's imagination, as I say, quite often would take you a long way. It's wheel up and down. Is Admiral Veers on one of these? Oh, flashing square, get that. Oh, it's disappeared again. Other than that, 48 shots, which is a lot. Also come out on the Intellivision, I think a year later. So yeah, I think that takes less shots on that version. Don't think this come out on the ZX Spectrum. Might be wrong. If it did, let me know, but I don't think it did. It's classic retro action, isn't it? And I am really, I say this probably every Atari 2600 review, I'm really loving reviewing games on this system, and I wish I'd done it a little bit earlier. Haven't seen a bad one yet, but they're bound to turn up eventually. Every time I put up one video, you nominate 5 or 6 other ones I should have a look, 5 other 6 games, and I do write them down. But a lot of people recommended this one, and I can see why. It's brilliant, it plays really good. Now, although it's not white like Hoth, I can get away with that. The sky is like a orangey sort of white, doesn't it, which is reflective of that. If you watched Star Wars the films back in the day and then played this, you would have felt that you was Luke Skywalker, so a tick there. Lots and lots of Star Wars games. We've done quite a few of them on the channel. Might do a roundup of them at some point. But, you know, growing every day, there's official ones and unofficial ones, but this is the first official Star Wars game. Did you have this cartridge back in the day as a kid? Let me know, or is it something you're seeing for the first time now? I do recommend catching up with it. Another walker bites the dust. You can never clear all these walkers. The Imperials have got an unlimited supply. We do know Echo Base is going to be destroyed, but this is just a delaying tactic to give the Republic transports a chance to escape, which you don't see in the game. You just see this over and over. Would you like a remake of this? Well, I suppose it pretty much has been remade, hasn't it? Because you can fly against the Imperial walkers in those Battlefront games. Come on, take that square. 5 lives each time. They do go quickly. Come on, let's land the thing. Land. Land. Lando. Worst pilot ever. Love that. Use the Force. That's the base. It could be anyone. It could be smugglers. It isn't. Right, the ship's flashing a bit. Right, we've repowered the thing. Can we get over 1,000 points? That's what the Star Wars people are saying. Nien Nunb, Admiral Akbar, that little one, Warwick Davis. They're all there. C-3PO, Lobot. There's loads of Star Wars characters, isn't there? Hundreds and hundreds. All their own backstory. Some of them probably just featured on the screen for less than about 10 seconds, but they've got a whole backstory and history and everything. Excellent stuff. It's all to do with toy and merchandise, I presume. Now, I haven't been counting how many lives I've got left. I can't have too many. Take that, you. Empire Strikes Back, still my favourite Star Wars movie. Second place, probably Rogue One. Yes, that might be controversial. And then probably Return of the Jedi or A New Hope. Then Revenge of the Sith, but we won't go all the way down to the bottom. Last Jedi, I'm still making my mind up about that one. I've seen it about 5 times, and I want to like it more than I am doing. I just keep thinking missed opportunity here. It was set up really well. I like The Force Awakens. That was really set it up quite well, although it was a little bit cliched in places. But they set up a lot of the story, and then it was completely blown in the Last Jedi. They messed it up. So it's interesting to see how they're going to pull this together in the 3rd film. Unless Snoke's still alive secretly. Could that happen? I'm not sure. Darth Maul survived being cut in half. Why not Snoke? Diddly-did, diddly-did, diddly-did. I will just blow up, you Imperial Walker thing. No Tauntauns in this one. Coded quite well. Moves fast. I mean, I can't criticise this at all. Incidental music every now and again based on the Star Wars. The traditional retro Astro sounds are there too. Good. I'm really enjoying this one. It's taking me back to a childhood I never had because I never owned this game or the system, but I do feel like a child while I'm playing it. Heaps of fun. Heaps of fun. Quite basic as well. It's a time where you didn't really need too much as a kid. Now you need realistic graphics and everything, or else it gets poo-pooed. Yeah. Da-da-da-da. I think at some point these AT-ATs get bombs and stuff to fire. Oh yeah, we got over 1,000 points. Great stuff. So you've seen all the gameplay now. You can literally be playing this for hours once you get used to it. It doesn't vary anywhere beyond this. It's always Imperial Walkers, but I should be getting bored of it, but for some reason I'm not. Why is that? I don't know. There's something that seems to tap into your retro brain if you're into retro gaming. It's these chunky 8-bit graphics. I think that just says, I don't know, warmth or protection or something. Something subconscious is making me love it. Oh, we've hit it. We're into the snow. And I think that's it. We're dead. We're dead. Good stuff. Well, I hope you liked having a look at that. Again, another really good Atari 2600 game, so thank you everyone that recommended that. So that was Empire Strikes Back, published by Parker Brothers in 1982. Got any comments about this, Star Wars, retro gaming, or anything at all, then please put that below. Thanks again to everyone that subscribed so far, helping the channel grow and grow. We'll get there slowly. I prefer quickly, but we'll see what happens. If you want to help the channel a bit more, there's patreon.com/njenkin. Every bit really does help. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.